Fabian. Good afternoon, everybody. Today I talk to you about the concept of memory. Um, we know that in Colombia we have a lot history about violence or conflict for many years. And it has had moments of conflict, punctuality moments of conflict. During of 20th century in Colombia, people was affected by conflict, by violence. Um, and people need, be, need be help a consequence of conflict. Currently, in our country, the government has a program called Reparación de las Víctimas. This is a picture about the people on the street, um, about the Reparación de las Víctimas. People in Colombia were affected and were suffering and were pained, and this process is very difficult because the process contains many problems about the violence with the people. Um, why I talk about it? Because the reparation only can effective if criminals and people was affected by criminals realize the process of truth and forgiveness. It can possible of the use the memory. Criminals must confess their crimes, remembering the violence against people, and process is very difficult. In this context, the history of violence in Colombia, I am interested about the perception about the people had in the last war. That is Guerra de los Mil Días. La Guerra de los Mil Días occurred in the final of 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century in Colombia. For this reason, I need to use the memory. Do you know the historians use memory in their researches?
No.
Okay, let me explain. Memory is an important concept in research on history for two reasons. The first reason, humans need memory for understanding the past of their life. There are many forms to find the memory in past, as a book, as a legal documents, as journals. These documents are the record of event, situation, problems, or decisions in the past. For example, we can know the events of La Guerra de los Mil Días. We can know through reconstruction about the perception about the people was in this war. I need to read many documents and I apply the concept memory for analyze these documents. It provides the second point in my presentation. The second point is the following. That is the use of memory in research provide a fragment of the past. The documents provide a little fragment of the past. Why? Why occurred that? Because people can only remember what your mind retains or, or, or it was allowed to write or to say. This is important because currently criminal has to say or to confess their crimes in front of judges, in front of people, in front of people who was affected by, by criminals. And this process is very difficult because those criminals need to say the truth in front of these people, and it's very conflictive. For this reason, the using of memory means that we have the opportunity to understanding the past events, but not all the events. And I think that with memory, we do not forget our history. For me, it is important to use memory in researching history. In conclusion, in a short word, memory, in a short words, memory can be used in the research of history, but the historian should consider this concept because this concept provides a fragment of the past. Okay, do you have any questions?
No. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.